Mentioning the name JCB triggers a very definite set of associations. It's a company of international standing and one of Britain's major exporters, with more than 70% of its output going to overseas customers in every part of the world. It's a company with a lifetime of experience in meeting the very tough requirements of the construction industry, with a range of loaders and excavators, each one designed to do a demanding job reliably, dependably and efficiently. And it's a company which, in the late 1970s, developed a materials handling machine, the Loader, which has become the world leader in that specialized machinery market. Now, JCB have brought that formidable combination of energy, expertise and experience to bear on the agricultural market, to fill a major need which is growing ever greater, but to fill it in an entirely new way, with this, the new JCB HMV, or High Mobility Vehicle. It's not a tractor, but a completely new vehicle which can do everything a conventional farm tractor can do and a great deal more. The agricultural tractor has come a long way since it first began to replace the horse in supplying the power which farmers needed for ploughing and cultivating 60 years or so ago. With improvements which include four-wheel drive, enclosed cabs, greater power and more efficient transmissions, it's developed into a very sophisticated vehicle. But its basic concept hasn't changed at all, essentially. It's still designed as a specialized tool for ploughing. It tends to be a heavy vehicle, with large driving wheels and no suspension. And while this combination works well for heavy draft duties, it suffers from some severe limitations for other uses. The lack of suspension makes even the most powerful tractor slow and cumbersome, which is most marked out on the road. With very limited isolation from bumps, the driver's lot can be most uncomfortable. Up to now, these have been part of the price which farmers have had to pay for the undoubted abilities which tractors bring to their heaviest and most specialized work. But not with the HMV. Its distinctive looks set it apart from the conventional farm tractor, because it's designed to tackle jobs which the ordinary tractor can't do, because JCB started by studying the needs of the agricultural market very thoroughly indeed. In fact, they formed a user evaluation panel 3 years ago, made up of precisely the kind of people who would be the eventual customers for the HMV, to check exactly what the market needed. And they started by looking at what the conventional farm tractor could do, and more importantly, at what it couldn't do, and at what farmers ideally wanted it to do. The most significant fact to emerge was that the average tractor spends only about 15% of its working time in high draft work like ploughing, and another 15% in power take-off operations like forage harvesting or rotary cultivating. But it has to spend 70% of its working time on the kind of transportation work it was never really designed to do, either towing trailers or simply driving from one job to the next. So JCB's priority was to produce a vehicle which could cope properly with these two very different tasks. Designing a vehicle with good on-the-road performance meant 4 equal-sized wheels and a proper suspension system all round. Good visibility to front and rear meant a mid-position cab with the driver in the center. Good off-road traction meant four-wheel drive, which the driver can select on the move and under load. Coil springs at the front and self-leveling hydro-pneumatic units on the rear meant good handling on the road and a high degree of operator comfort under all conditions. Another bonus of the HMV's design is that there's not only room to carry 2.5 tons of sacks of feed or fertilizer or spare parts for machinery on the vehicle's rear platform, but there's also room for a passenger in the spacious and well-appointed cab. Thanks to the HMV's on-off-road high-speed tires and the power delivered by the rugged Perkins diesel, it's able to pull heavy loads easily. On the public roads, with an 18-ton gross towing weight and an air brake trailer, it's capable of speeds up to 45 miles an hour, thanks to its suspension system it isn't subject to the normal tractor speed limit. And when it's time to stop, even in a hurry, the suspension makes braking safer too. Because the towing hitch is mounted on the rear axle and not on the chassis, the trailer doesn't nosedive under heavy braking, and that means the truck-type disc brakes on all four wheels can pull the combination up quickly and reliably. It adds up to a transportation combination which can go and stop more quickly, effectively and safely than a conventional tractor and trailer. There are other advantages too. Mounting the three-point hitch on the rear axle means there are no interactions between the suspension and draft control systems. And JCB have been working with the leading makers of implements and ancillary equipment from the very beginning to ensure the best possible match for all kinds of tasks, like this Kavernland plough or this set of Lely spraying equipment. It's a very safe vehicle too, with truck-type disc brakes on all four wheels, with rollover protection and protection against falling objects, built into the engineering of the cab. It all adds up to a pretty radical rethink in agricultural engineering, such as only a manufacturer like JCB could have produced. Because the company was relatively new to the agricultural market, it studied the needs of that market very thoroughly and listened carefully to what its user development panel, its potential future customers, wanted from a vehicle like the HMV, like four-wheel drive and a mid-mounted cab. But don't fall into the trap of thinking that because it's so revolutionary, that its technology is revolutionary too. It's all tried and tested, and many components have already been put to use on a wide range of JCB vehicles working in the construction industry. Every system and every component is well proven and reliable from the start, backed up by an intensive test program to prove its durability and the reliability of its systems in the harsh environment of the company's specially designed test track. For example, the HMV has already been subjected to the punishing military pass-off tests, equivalent to a journey right round the world, under conditions like this. From the very beginning, a user panel helped to develop the concept and evaluate the prototypes, the first of which rolled out in December 1987. Since then, this panel has been involved in assessing a succession of improved variants. More recently, HMVs have been working on farms of every kind, in a major test and development program involving up to 50 primary users and several hundred professional drivers, so that their comments and reactions can be surveyed and incorporated in the design of the machines. From the farmer's point of view, JCB's new high mobility vehicle couldn't have appeared at a better time. With more and more farm owners driving their own machinery and the pressure on farms to become more and more efficient, its virtues will rapidly become apparent in the fight to achieve that efficiency. And the farmer who chooses the HMV will get a unique response to his on- and off-road requirements. It's a solution which farmers themselves have helped to develop, and one which the market has already shown it needs and wants. From the dealer's point of view, the HMV is very good news indeed. If the reactions of everyone who has tested the vehicle are a guide to its market potential, then we're looking at the biggest breakthrough since Harry Ferguson introduced the three-point linkage system. It's a proposition which any professional dealer can capitalize on, and it's got the JCB name in front and the JCB organization behind it. What better opportunity could there be for success?